Hey, there we go. I got VK here. VK on comics.
How's it going, man? Glad to be here, man. This is exciting.
Glad to have you, man. Yeah, like I was telling him backstage, for anybody who watches the rewind on this, because I don't think anybody's jumped in yet. He's kind of a guy that kind of floats in the outer hemisphere of like the people I hang out with here on YouTube. And I thought, hey, we get to know each other by doing one of these one-offs. I like doing these one-offs. I do them I think I'm gonna start doing them every week or at least every other week. But I've been doing them like once a month, and all of them have been really good. So.
That's a good idea because that's what they do a lot of times on mainstream TVs. They just always have different guests on, or different people on, and it just adds interest because a lot of times when you're just dealing with your own circle of people, you're not getting any other out of the box thoughts and ideas and specs and things like that. So it's really good idea to get other people involved.
Yeah. So last week's one-off was with Azor's Tiger, but it got canceled, and we're going to do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be last Wednesday. That one we're going to do a deep dive on mutants and X-Men.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like he's coming at it from the approach of like that's his main thing, and I'm coming at it from the approach of that was my main thing when I was a kid, and now I'm slowly getting back into that. Even though I've been more of a DC guy here lately.
Yeah.
But then like a few weeks back, I did a wrestling show with Hyper Combo and
DC means don't care.
Yeah, DC means they don't care about what the fans think.
I heard that and I was like, oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's really crazy, man. I was never a DC guy when I was younger. I was Marvel all the way. I like Batman and whatever, but like I got back into comics last year in August, and man, I've been like 90% DC and like a little bit of Dark Horse, man. Like it's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody's jumped in yet. We'll see if anybody does. But first of all, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and then you can turn the tables on me and ask me some stuff too if you want. And then we'll look at some mail calls, and we'll just shoot the shit, right? This is a laid-back channel, dude. Say whatever you want. Just don't get it banned.
No worry. I'm very conservative in that aspect.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah. So first of all, so your main thing is cards, right?
My main passion at this point is mostly Star Wars, especially cards.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, into comics, been in the comics my whole life.
Yeah.
On off, heavy, light, but now I'm heavy into it. I'm actually selling off a lot of my Marvel and DC and really just focusing on the Star Wars. It kind of, Marvel and DC kind of like turned me off between DC dropping the ball on their whole comic industry, and then Marvel, first you got Marvel doing that. You got that whole fiasco, the Miles preview that went up $10,000. It's like, come on, that was a thing. And then you got the whole Marvel pushing this whole social justice warrior thing,
I'm with you.
About Star-Lord being bi.
Out of nowhere to punish the
actor. Why do we have to know this?
Yeah, I know. It's been tossed around a little bit in some of the streams I've been in.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to deal with all that political, social justice stuff.
I don't like inserting modern politics into modern fiction.
Right, and it kills it. It totally kills it. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping it doesn't. These social justice warriors don't affect Mando because they got Gina Carano booted. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, because of Henry Cavill dated Gina Carano. Now they're doing something with him. It's just like
yeah. And a side note on that though, man, that's something that DC did really good. That was a great casting choice for Superman.
Yeah. Oh, but I heard he might not come back.
He's coming back for one more.
Okay, good.
For sure, one more, and then depending on how that goes, we'll see. But
yeah, actually, Superman. I think of Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill.
Right on, man. All the way, and that falls in line with what I was telling you about how I was never a DC guy, but now that I'm like I'm getting older, man. I'll be 33 in a couple of months. Like, DC is like it. Just I don't know. I actually like Superman better than I ever did when I was a kid.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I watched like the Super Friends cartoon, all that kind of stuff, and Batman the animated series, and I read some Batman comics back in the day. But I never went like really deep into DC. But like I've been all on Justice League Dark, Zatanna, Green Arrow, Black Canary. I've been all on that stuff lately, man. Hey, there's Professor Comics, man. He's always here, man. Professor Comics is like one of my main dudes these days.
Really? Well, welcome, man.
And Johnny, yeah, I saw you message earlier, but I didn't see that you just messaged now. Much respect, Travel VK. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Oh, Dream, sorry. I just put it on the comments. I just saw your comment right now. I'm doing good. I'm on Travel Root Beer's channel. What do you expect?
Yeah, man. So I'll ask you a quick question before we keep going on the comic stuff, man, and the card stuff. Do you like craft drinks like root beers and colas or anything like that?
I am like, my friends call me Nature Boy because I'm like, I shop at Air One only. You know, I eat strictly organic.
Okay.
Because the only soda that I will drink, root beer.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's freaking, it's caffeine free. And, you know, most of them are really low calorie. Some of them are high in carbs. But, yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Since you live that kind of lifestyle, do you drink Virgil's?
No.
Virgil's was at one time. I've had hundreds of root beers now. At one time when I first got into craft sodas, Virgil's was my top. Like I was like, this is the root beer. It doesn't even make my top 5 now, but that's just because I've had such a broad spectrum. But get Virgil's, man. It's microbrewed and it doesn't have any crazy junk in it. So if you're worried about all that, like it's all natural, like vanilla bourbon and everything in it. Like it's
Now you're making me thirsty for one. I was gonna ask you what's with the travel and root beer name.
So my 2 favorite things are travel and root beer. Like and this channel was primarily a travel channel for a long time, and the root beer aspect was like I kind of consider root beer to be all the other things I like that aren't travel, because travel has been such a huge part of my life. Yeah. And it's like root beer is just kind of all the things that float around that. And I do root beer taste testing. Me and my wife just did one yesterday, actually, on here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but outside of root beer, I like craft colas, ginger ales, cream sodas. One of the cream sodas I'm really on lately is called Boot City Coconut Cream Soda. That's really good.
There's actually a person in our industry that's called Craft Beer and Comics.
Yeah, that's really random. That's kind of what I'm doing these lately. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't drink, but I always wondered what the heck craft beer means. Because that just means like,
well, it's so a craft drink in general. I don't really drink beer. Like I'll drink craft sodas and stuff, but it's basically like a non-mainstream drink that isn't really made into like a syrup. Now, some of them are, like some people craft their own like syrup, but a lot of them are just like, you know, brewed like a tea or like a, you know, a beer.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, so like your like double cola would probably be the most well-known like craft soda. And that's a really good, I like double cola a lot. Like, you know, most of your cream sodas, stuff like that. Anything that's, and as far as root beer goes, it's anything that's not Barks, A&W, or Mug. Anything that's not one of those 3 would pretty well be in the craft soda range.
Okay.
Yeah.
And root beer, what gives it its root beer taste? What it is exactly?
Mostly the sarsaparilla.
Or is it
the sarsaparilla that's in there? You know, like it's like a leaf. You
know? That makes it taste like that.
Yeah, that. And then there's also like, you know, black licorice, cinnamon. Yeah, I've made my own before, but I haven't done it in many years. It's been like 6 years since I've done it. I wouldn't mind getting back into that. That's just not a hobby I'm looking at right now. But
we got too many hobbies as it is.
Oh, I know, man. So I'm going to address Johnny here. He's talking about my channel. Yeah, like wrestling, video games, RPGs, comics. I'm awesome. Yeah. I want this channel to be that, you know. And I have gravitated around the comic community more lately. But this is a very, you know, wide range.
Are you into wrestling like Johnny is?
Hmm.
Are you into wrestling like Johnny is? Or
yeah. I had Johnny on a wrestling show a couple weeks ago, doing what I'm doing with you right now.
When I was at that non-sports card shop, and I sent Nola a whole bunch of photos.
Yeah, those WCW ones.
Dude, guess which subject of non-sports cards, when I was there, people kept asking for, out of all of them.
Really, wrestling?
Wrestling?
That's crazy. I got a bunch of wrestling cards over here, but
dude, I couldn't
see. That's going to be my niche, but I got to wait for packs to get back on the shelves. Everything's selling out.
91 boxes. I don't know if they're any good, but he had some 91 boxes. I took photos and sent them.
I have a bunch of those 91 WCW runs.
Oh, okay.
I might want to fill it out later, but I'm more interested in AEW. I don't know if you know who they are. They're the newest big wrestling company. They started like 2 years ago.
I know a couple names, but
yeah,
my wrestling.
So like AEW is basically they're basically like the second biggest company in the world now, and they're getting ready to start releasing card packs later this year. So I'm going to be me and Johnny both were talking about buying $50 worth the day they release them, like straight up. So yeah, I was going to ask you a few things about cards. So how long you been into the actual card games? I know you do the gloves and all that stuff. For people who are watching me that don't know VK, he's like a surgeon with these damn cards, man.
My fingertips are lucky, so I gotta protect them. Wow, I've been in cards. All right. Cards have actually started my entrepreneurial business career. I'll never forget it. It was like yesterday, and I was like 8 or 10 years old, and I grew up a little bit on the poor side. So I went to one dealer, bought a $5 baseball card, went to another dealer, sold it for $10, bought myself a burger, and I was like,
that's awesome.
Holy shit. I just made myself money.
Yeah.
I just found a way to feed myself, to fund myself, and to make money and have fun. And it was
so
like,
I have a similar story to that. I love those kind of stories. I have a similar story where, but it's a little bit different. When me and my wife, we took a big backpacking trip around Asia about 5.5 years ago for 6 months. Mm-hmm. And like, it was just me and my wife and a backpack each. And we didn't even take any phones. We took a GoPro and my wife's Kindle, and I wanted to get an iPad to be able to edit video and upload and answer emails, basically. Mm. So I got a refurbished iPad that I bought for $95. All right. $95 refurbished iPad mini. This thing kicked around 6 different countries with me, all over the place, did everything, right? Survived all kind of craziness, right? Get back to the States. I use it for a little bit, ends up in a drawer. I upgrade, I get a laptop, all this stuff. After about a year sitting in the drawer, I'm like, man, I'm just going to pass this thing on. I'm going to find somebody else to sell it. Let's see if I can sell it for, I'll list it for $100 and see what they talk me down to. Someone responded and bought it for $100. So I made $5 on the iPad after using it for 2 years and kicking it around the whole world, man. Like, what the hell?
You got to love Apple products.
Yeah, I was like, that is awesome, man. I actually made money off of this thing. So yeah, that's my version of your story there. But.
So ever since that day, you know what I mean? I just, boom, I started hustling cards as a kid. And then something unfortunate happened.
Uh-oh.
Topps and the whole sports card industry got greedy.
Oh.
It was the tip of the fucking, sorry.
Say it.
It was the tip of the downturn. So the Jeter rookie, every year up until the Jeter rookie, us kids would go to 7-Eleven, Wawa, whatever store you get your pack of cards, and you'd open it, and then you'd get the rookie card, and that's the rookie card that would be worth money. That year was the first year they started doing their, oh no, that's not the rookie card you want, son.
Oh.
The one you want is the super chromium refractor dealer special insert card.
Yeah.
Well, where do you get that? Oh no, that was if you buy a certain amount of cases or whatever, blah 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 blah, then you get it. It's not in like the stores. And then since then, I didn't do any more sports cards. Since then. Yeah.
So you've been all on the Star Wars thing since.
Like Star Wars, Godzilla. A lot of Godzilla and Star Wars.
Oh, that's cool. I actually really like Godzilla. I had VHS tapes all over my house when I was a kid.
And like super old Japanese, like Ultraman, weird robot. I love all these weird Asian toys.
I've been to Japan twice.
Dude, I love Asia. I used to go to Hong Kong like 4 times a year when I was in the precious metals industry.
Oh, kick ass, man. I got some precious metals here in the house. I'm not real big into it, but I got some silver and gold here.
Yeah, you always should diversify that portfolio.
Yeah, I mostly see, and like I know you take this from like more like an investment. You take all this stuff from more of like an investment standpoint, and that's fine. I'm not in the comics thing. Is that an investment? It's a net loss for me totally, like straight up. Hey, T-Rap, what's up? I hang in here for a second. I'm going to give you a shout out here in a minute. Let me finish this thought with him. So like comics are like a net loss for me, but like. Because I buy to read and I will keep and collect, and maybe over time we'll see what happens, right? But like, yeah, I'm into, I have a stock portfolio. I have a little bit of precious metals. I've got a little bit of Bitcoin, like I'm into all that, and I have real estate, so I used to run Airbnbs. So, but yeah, but comics, like it's been just like the love of it, and I know Sith Lordly personally, like we go back like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I know he's the one who pulled me into all this mess. But but yeah, he talked me into getting back comics last year, and I it's been a fun kick and everything. But T-Rav's here. I hope he's still here,
Good.
even for a second. You know T-Rav?
Maybe.
Well, his real name is Troy, but he goes by T-Rav because people always conjunct his first and last name together. But I have something cool. So I have a mail call that I'm not going to open right now, but I'm going to show it because this came today. This is, I'm going to cover his address. This is a comic mystery box from T-Rav.
Oh, nice.
So he did a mystery box sale for I think his first one. Mm-hmm. He did 11 boxes. I bought box number 11. I think it's marked on here. Yeah, box number 11. And I think he said there are 14 or 17 comics in here. Nice. And he said that there's stuff all over the place: Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern, everything. So I'm looking forward to opening this. T-Rav will get together and talk, and we might do like we did with Sparks, where I opened Sparks' mystery box with him right there live, so he can tell me all the great stuff that I got, right? Because I don't know everything about comics. So
you're just teasing us with that box.
Yeah. So do you have anything you want to show off? Like you show off some things, and I'll show you what I picked up today.
All right. So I saw this. The card condition on a lot of these figures is everything. The card was pristine. You know, it was a convention exclusive. Boba Fett. You know, I haven't seen many of these around. You know what I mean? And I just said, I got to have that.
Oh, yeah. That's tight. Is that die-cast?
No.
Or is that just a regular figure? Like the way it's shining, it looks like a die-cast figure.
I know. I'm not really into the die-cast stuff, but I saw this and I was like,
I like the little die-cast ships. I don't collect toys like at all. Like I think they're cool. I just don't do it. If I were to collect toys, I'd have a ton of Star Wars die-cast ships. I love that.
That's cool. And then another Boba Fett that it's a little bit more common, but anything, you know, that's different than what he usually normally looks like, I love. Like, this is just awesome. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, they don't even announce when they're coming out with this stuff half the time.
It's a concept of Boba Fett. It's like a prototype concept.
Yeah.
It's a Ralph McQuarrie signature series.
Ralph McQuarrie did all the concept art for the original movie.
Oh, okay. So I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. How do you pronounce
it? I believe it's Ralph McQuarrie.
McQuarrie. Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah. And I was just like, let me have that.
You should check out. Oh man, there's a graphic novel, I believe. I don't think they do this in comic form. There's a graphic novel that is Star Wars as told by the original script, and they use all the Ralph McQuarrie artwork.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. Here we got a vintage 96, 97, 12-inch Boba Fett. Booyah!
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Yeah. Sid Lordley wants that, man.
These are rising in price. You can still pick them up around 75 to 100, but there's some people selling them 150 to 200. I'm like, ooh, but this is sweet. I love this one.
Yeah, that is tight.
And then I wanted to show you, I got back. So there's a killer artist named Kursat Centenier. He's from overseas Europe, so sorry if I butchered your name.
If he ends up watching, yeah.
He sketched these.
Oh, yeah.
He totally sketched them.
Damn.
I was like, wow, dude. This is the one. This is just sick.
Damn.
Sick sketch. I was like, I'll take 4. Sketch me 4 of those bad bears.
Yeah, I'm a big time Star Wars guy. That's one of my main things for sure. I mean, I think you were on the show that I showed off because I used to be in the 501st, you know, and I showed the 501st card game.
I got to find the time, but I totally want to do that.
If I could get back in, man, like I said, it was a huge part of me and my wife's life there for a while. But if I had the time, I'd get back into.
Oh, and then so Hera, have you heard? She
replacing.
Being in the New Rangers of Republic, Hera is now. Mm-hmm. People out there, grab your Rebels Ghost Crew. Rebels Ghost Crew. So here I got
Sabine.
Woo! So the Ghost Crew. So this is the living set. Okay. So and then I got Jango Fett. He's not in the Ghost Crew, but
yeah.
That era and anything Fett right now you got to pick up.
Oh yeah, anything Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's a sweet image.
And where'd you pick were these mail calls like for real from the mail, or did you pick them up locally?
Yeah, those are all mail calls.
Okay.
Yeah, just me hustling on IG, Facebook, Craigslist, eBay, whatever. People call me also too a lot, or DM,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
hey, I got this. I'm offering this. You interested?
So here's a quick question for you before I show you some of the stuff I got. Off the top of your head, what's the coolest, like, never gonna sell, it's just your relic you've got on standby?
Ooh.
A card, comic, toy, what is it, man?
When you say that, the first thing that pops to my head is that Darth Vader auto that I pulled. Raw, it's like, $400 to $600. Graded Gem Mint 10, it's like $1,000. That or my 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I know you're like, wait a minute, one's $1,000 and the other's $120. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind when you say that.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not a big relic collector. I do have some stuff, but my stuff with relics is more. Oh, hang on a second. Wait right here.
All right.
This is cool. This is very unrelated to what we've been talking about, but I think you'll like it.
Hey, Professor Comics. Thank you. I dig that boba too. That's the first one I got in the box. I got another one loose. Where's my loose one? Oh, probably put her away. But thanks.
This is my absolute never gonna sell relic.
Oh, is that an original?
It's a World War II bayonet. Yes.
German or
German.
Ah.
The story behind this is absolutely amazing. When I was 14 years old, my grandpa wanted me to help him dig through this old tool chest that he inherited with the house he had. That it just there was drawers with old rusty tools. And we were just digging through that and we found this down in there, pulled it out, and it shined in the light.
Wow, that must have been an epic. I wish that was recorded.
Yeah, that was more than half my life ago, man. I was 14 and I've held on to it for forever. But the story behind it and I'm a big history guy. I was a history major in college before I realized I didn't want to be a teacher. So that's my all-time relic right there.
Dream of August. VK, you have received your statues from Gem Mint. No, I haven't. I'm dying to. I should have my cable statue by tomorrow. I almost pulled the trigger on that cable.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw it.
Who plays cable, Josh Brolin. He's at Venice Gold, and I've talked to him, and he's cool with me. So I was going to buy it and then have him sign it.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
I was like, but I've been buying so much. I'm like, oh, you got to stop. You know what I mean? So that's
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dude, I feel you, man. I've been going through bursts here lately because, like I said, I read basically everything I buy, so I was getting buried there for a second, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's why I don't have any slabs yet because I'm gonna get some stuff graded myself, and then there's a few grails that I'm seeking out. But this wall space is for slabs in the future. So.
Oh, well, let me know what grails you're looking for. If I may have them or get them for you, just let me know.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I picked up today.
Yeah.
So this is mostly just new comic book day stuff, but I picked up Noctera.
Yeah, I heard of that title. How was
yeah, man. Louis Shadow Rabbit, he's got the hardback version because he was a campaign backer of them. So he got the hardback edition of this. I'm looking forward to reading this later. Me and Sparks, I don't know when, but me and Sparks are going to do a reaction to Volume 1 on his channel.
Oh, okay.
So
that's August says you can have him sign it and he'll pay for the shipping.
yeah. Wait, you can still. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought he was saying you can send it to Johnny and then he can sign it. And then I picked up because it was there on the shelf. Space Bastards #2. I've got #1 over here, but I haven't read it yet. But everybody's saying it's awesome. Have you heard of this?
I've heard the title. Another one I heard the title and I've seen the cover, but I just don't even know.
Well, I've got the variant of the first that's blacklight. So it should. I should have pulled it up. It would shine under these bad boys. But basically, it's a story of like mailmen that are delivering packages, and they're like taking each other out because they get more money if there's less mailmen. So there's that, and then they had this Punchline one shot, which I was really surprised because these are hard to even find on the shelves anymore. Like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, depending on where you live. Where I live in a small town in Indiana, so I'm really surprised all these weren't bought up already. So I picked that up. I got Gwenom versus Carnage 3, which I got the first two. Let me here. We go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I got the first two when they came out. I was waiting to read them once this one came out.
Is that Gwenom or something?
Yeah, it's Gwenom versus Carnage, but
everywhere now.
Carnage is the Carnage Queen. It's Carnage jumping on Mary Jane, basically.
Is that what Mary Jane's doing in the MCU? Because like 8 months ago, they were pumping her like crazy. So no, what's going on, Mary Jane?
So the alternate timeline, I guess, I wish Sparks was here. The alternate like timeline where there's no Spider-Man is like there's Spider-Gwen, you know, and then like Venom jumps on her, so she's Gwenom, and then Carnage jumps on Mary Jane, and so she's Carnage Queen. So yeah,
we're gonna have like a Gwenom Carnage Queen battle
for 3 issues now. This is the fight. This is the end of it right here.
We're having a chick fight.
Yes, probably one of the best chick fights of 2021.
I was gonna say, or ever.
And then, last but not least, I was really surprised to see this in my local shop. This cardstock variant of this Catwoman, where it looks like the animated series Catwoman from the 90s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she doesn't even look like this in this comic series. They just did a variant like that. So
I like how they drew her. Her legs are looking thick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so that's what I picked up today on my lunch break, actually. I ran over to an LCS that I don't normally go to. Normally, I'm not that big of a fan of that store, but man, going on New Comic Book Day is nice there. He's got everything. So,
where I had a slab and I brought it and to show it, and now I can't find it. Oh, well, Jesus.
What is it?
It was Dr. Afro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh well.
So pretty much we'll shoot the shit up till about maybe quarter till, 10 till, and I'll let you go so you can get on PSA. I'm not gonna be on PSA today. Okay. I didn't have anything to rip, so I'm like, man, I'm gonna dip out that way. Some of these UK guys are gonna jump on. They can rip some stuff. I'll probably be back on the next one because hopefully I'll actually have some cards again.
Joe Rubinstein. Joe Rubinstein. I don't know if you've heard of him. Big artist, long OG. Mm-hmm. He's at CGC right now doing signings, and he did the cover for Star Wars Annual #1, number 17, number 53, and number 54 of the 77 run. And he's at CGC right now doing some signings. I got like 10 books over there, so I can't wait to get those back.
Oh, cool, man! Yeah.
So I had him sign and do maybe a little remark or something.
See, what I really want to do, because it's more about the experience for me anyways, I really want to do in-person grading. Like I would like to, when we get cons going again and stuff, I'd like to take some stuff in, have it graded and signed right then and there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been to a convention in a little, actually last time I was in a convention, I was in the 501st doing cosplay, but because I was an Imperial officer and I was a biker scout.
Yeah, I don't know why I could see you as a biker scout. I don't know why.
Yeah, that costume I worked on for almost a year making that one. But the Imperial officer, me and my wife did most of the stitching on it. I gathered all the components, and I actually marched at Disney as the Imperial officer in their parade.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You got that on the video or something?
Yeah, 2014. I don't know if it's on my channel. It might be on my channel somewhere. But my wife filmed it, so like I said, it's been on 6-7 years. But
I can't believe how popular cosplay is and how popular Mando is. I've been trying to get me a guy to build me something for the longest time, and it's like everybody either only does 3D printing, and then you got to paint it and do it yourself,
mm-hmm.
or they say I'm full.
Well, I'll tell you this: in the Star Wars community, in the 501st, they're doing so much for each other. It's really hard for them to do something for someone not in the group.
I got it. Yeah.
I ended up, dude. Okay, like I made the Imperial officer and got in because that's an easier one to do. I got in like 4 months after starting my Imperial officer, and then once I was in, I got a ton of help on my biker scout.
Okay, so maybe I should. So are you saying like to get in, I should go with a character that's
that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, you could even do a rebel character too. You could be a rebel pilot or something like that, like rebel soldier.
Good idea, because I saw a rebel pilot helmet at a so there's this place in California. I don't know how to say it because I want somebody to go there and pick it up and buy it.
Yeah,
because there's only one. It's a vintage one.
Yeah.
So there's this place in California that you can go to for pop culture and comics, Funkos, coins, cards, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had a helmet and it fit me.
Oh.
Also had some Clone Trooper helmets, but they were just too big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this pilot helmet fit me perfectly. So I think I'm going to take you up on that idea.
Yeah, man. Like I say, worst case scenario, you have a badass Rebel pilot helmet, right?
Yeah.
But like best case scenario, you get in, you can go out and you could do a convention as a Rebel pilot, get in with the group, get approved because they want to take pictures of your costume, make sure it's screen accurate, all that.
Yeah.
Get approved. They might adjust some stuff, and then once you're in, you have access. There's a forum that only 501st members have access to. Those trading cards I showed you, you can only get those trading cards made if you're already in the group. Right. I never had my trading card made. If I got in, I would do it again. And you can have action figures made of you. I knew people who had action, like straight up in the box. It was like their face printed on a figure. Like
the vainness in me goes, I want my figure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool relics. I knew a lot of people who had those. And challenge coins. A lot of people do challenge coins. Like the military does challenge coins, So like, I don't know, in the military, like, depending on like your rank and your branch, you have a challenge coin that you give out to people. So like, let's say you're a colonel and you're pretty well known, you can give your challenge coin out and other privates can be like, look, I got Colonel so-and-so's challenge coin, right? Well, in the 501st, there are some of the really famous, like you remember I showed off that Bo-Katan cosplayer card that I had? Mm-hmm. I got her challenge coin in a box somewhere. I have to dig it up. But so she looks exactly like Bo-Katan, right? So like people want her challenge coin. Well, I got that and I got her trading card. So
interesting. That's funny you said that because when I was thinking about ways to like be more realistic when I do this, I was gonna make my eyebrows like Kanan. How he's weird eyebrows.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many possibilities in the 501st. I got my I can't really show you on camera, but up there I've got my certificate from where I got like inducted in the organization. I got that up on the wall, way up there. But
cool.
Yeah,
I gotta find the time to do that, man.
Man, like I said, I would again for sure. Like it's really awesome. It's fun, and you do a lot of charity stuff. Like the 501st does like a lot of charity work. Yeah. I've done fundraisers for kids with like heart conditions and stuff like that. It's really cool.
So good. That's so good, man. Doing that stuff. I want to get involved so much. I just gotta find the time. I have to chop off some of my hobbies and be like, okay, I gotta let you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ultimate thing for a Star Wars fan to do. If you're a really hardcore Star Wars fan, like 501st is a must. I mean, there was over 10,000 members in when I was in. So I haven't done anything with them in almost 6 years. Actually, it's been over 6 years. So who knows how many people are in now. It was growing a lot when I joined. So.
Oh, you know what outfit appeals to me? Definitely gonna do your pilot idea. Obi-Wan's what he wore in Clone Wars.
With the armor piece.
He wore a Jedi outfit, but he had trooper or clone trooper pieces on his chest and arms. Yeah, and his legs. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. In fact, there was a guy that I did an event with a few times. He looks almost exactly like Ewan McGregor from Episode 3.
Oh,
and yeah, he was just as Obi-Wan as you could get. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was great. So
I wouldn't be able to do that unless Van Damme did a movie.
Damn. That's funny.
I get that a lot. I actually did a music video with him, and then also I was in Mortal Kombat, and that comic hot right now.
Wait, what now? You were in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I was one of the. So there's a scene with Grogu when he fights Johnny something.
Goro?
Goro fights Johnny, the guy with the glasses. And
I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah, and there's a scene where he fights Johnny, and the Goro's army has guys with the red hoods and no shirts.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys.
Are you shitting me? Dude, I was like 7 when that movie came out. I used to watch the shit out of that.
Johnny Cage, thank you, Dream.
Yeah.
And then
that is badass, dude.
I actually got to find a way to get the clip so I can use it in my promos and my marketing and stuff like that. Also, I was in Blade, one of the Blade movies.
I haven't seen those in a long
scene
time.
where like 5 guys are tasing Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the guys tasing them.
Oh, that's badass, man. I had no idea any of this. The closest thing to like this is a much cooler story here, but there's another travel vlogger channel that me and my wife used to watch, and we happened to be in Thailand at the same time they were. So like we met up with them and we did like a cross video together. Well, the guy, the husband, he was an extra in 10 Things I Hate About You. He was a line drummer at the football stadium.
I know, man. It's like, I live in LA. Why not? It was just for fun.
That's dude. I mean, that's cool about the Blade, but that's really cool to me about the Mortal Kombat. I have a personal love for that movie, and
yeah, believe me, that was actually the first work I've done in a film, and I remember going on there going, wait a minute. So you're saying we hang out all day with a bunch of dudes just shooting the shit. We got all this food we can eat, and work is really kind of like about 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes every couple hours. I can get used to this.
yeah, that was pretty rad.
And I did it for a little while, but wasn't me.
You just kept being an extra. You didn't really do anything else. Like
no, actually, I did have my SAG card, and I was given my SAG card because of a speaking role, and I did have one-liners and things like that. No, I was for the amount. I didn't want to be an actor for the amount of effort and for how I didn't care. Shit happened quickly with me, but it's just it's the film industry. You know what I mean? And I'm in shape, and I was younger, and I was getting. It was a little bit. You know how the film industry can be. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I'm out, guys.
Oh, that's crazy. That's why I like these sit downs, because you learn things about people like that. Like,
yeah,
I would have never known that. No,
I know. It's kind of funny when I was talking with Sith before I went on that first time. It's like you start talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh my God, we got that in common. Oh my God, we got that in common. Oh my God. It was
okay. So actually, how I ended up with the wrestling thing was I started seeing Johnny in chats talking about Star Wars comics. So I started recommending him what I think, because me and Sith Lordley, we're tight with the Star Wars comics. Like we both like the same era, the Dark Horse era, basically.
Yeah.
The mid late '90s Dark Horse is where it's at for me. But I was kind of recommending books to Johnny, right? And then I see Johnny in another chat, and somehow we found out we both are into Street Fighter, right? And I got an arcade system here with every single Street Fighter on it. I played Street Fighter 5 when it came out in Japan. I stood in line to play it. So I love Street Fighter, right? And Hyper Combo, obviously that guy likes Street Fighter, right? So he started seeing me and Johnny talk about it. So I'm like, man, we like wrestling, we like comics, we like Star Wars, and we like Street Fighter. We got to do a show together, right? So we did. With the three of us did a show like I'm doing with you right now, like 3 weeks ago. So
nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like how all those things put together. You're just like all these people and all this stuff. Yeah, and it's like with my D&D group right now. I just found out yesterday all the people in the D&D group, we all used to play Risk when we were younger. Like we were all really into Risk, and I'm like, man, we got to do a digital Risk game sometime, because like I haven't played it in a while, and some of them haven't played in a really long time. So I was like, we should do that. So
that's interesting. That D&D people naturally gravitate to Risk, or Risk naturally gravitate to D&D? Like,
from my perspective, I knew what D&D was when I was younger. I knew what it was before I knew what Risk was, but I played Risk way before I ever played D&D, and for longer. But here in my adult life, I haven't done as much. I've done maybe 5 games of Risk in the last 10 years, and maybe less than that. What's that?
I think I played Risk once.
Dude, you can really get into it. It's got its own world, for sure. I started playing when I was like 13, 14, something like that. But then D&D, I never played that much when I was younger. I knew what it was, and I knew people who played, and I do have some nostalgia for what I knew of D&D. But I actually didn't play. I played it a few times when I was like 19 or 20, and then I didn't play again for 10 years. And then these last like 4 years, I've played it a lot, and now I'm a straight up dungeon master myself now. So, but yeah.
You dig Star Wars comics. Do you like the cards too?
I don't have any cards other than my 501st cards. I'm not a big card guy. That's part of the reason I wanted you on here, because I know you're a card guy and I'm not a big card guy. I like cards.
Let me talk about this too, to tell your peeps. So here we got the first set of 2021 from Star Wars out. They just came out. Star Wars Signature Series. You could pre-order them for like 45 or something. Now they're going. You could pick them up for like 65, 70 right now. So have you seen these?
No.
So each box is a signature series. So they call it signature because every box has one card. It's an autograph.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I picked up like 6 boxes of these.
Wait, that's different than that one weren't you opening one that was like 1 in 300 chance of getting a signature of Gina Carano or something like that?
Oh yeah, that's I think that was just a Masterworks box.
Okay.
It was, or
I was making sure we're on the same thing.
It was either Mandalorian or a Masterworks box.
Okay. So we'll kick it around for maybe 5 or 6 more minutes, and I'll let you go so you can take a snack break or whatever you need before you jump on with PSA. Give me a shout out on there since I won't make it today, but I'll be watching. I'll be in the chat and everything. But
have you seen do you know about the early vintage Wonder Bread sets, Star Wars sets?
I heard somebody in the chat going off about that the other day, and I thought that was super cool.
Luke Skywalker from that set?
Wonder Bread of all things, like.
But it makes sense because they came in a Wonder Bread thing, and so if you stick some cards in Wonder Bread, I think they're not going to be that nice after a while.
It's like Pokemon with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or was it Captain Crunch or something like that? Yeah. Like they were doing that with the Pokemon stuff.
Yeah,
that's another thing, man. Okay. Here's the thing. We can talk about cards real quick. So. Man, everybody getting into this Pokemon thing. I was really into Pokemon, and I still actually have an Eevee rug right over here. Like I do like Pokemon.
That Logan Paul video? Have you seen the Logan Paul video?
No.
That guy Logan Paul that did.
No. Oh no, Logan Paul. Okay, yeah. I saw you send that. That's crazy, man. 2 million,
dude. That guy. So everybody says he's smart, dude.
Well, here's the thing, though, right?
He had PSA in his house. When he pulled the card.
Oh, he had them there.
Yes.
Yeah, dang.
Dude, Brinks trucks, armed guards. Dude,
God.
He was selling shout outs. You know what I mean? He
was crazy.
Tell them to, like, you would hear him, like, you'd be like, what is this crypto company he's shouting out? It's because crypto companies paid him to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he was pulling out like Charizards, like I think 2 of them.
Well, that's crazy. But what's sad about all that is I was into it in its zenith, man. Like I was like 12, 13 whenever it was blowing up real big. And I used to play the card game. I used to play the Game Boy games. I was into it, right? Now that I'm seeing this shit, I'm seeing cards that I had. And dude, I got rid of all my cards with all my comics when I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I had cards that we've been looking at on here. I'm looking at them. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. Like they would have all been high grade too. I didn't have any bad cards. Like I probably had 300 or 400 Pokemon cards. So
why don't I give you a story to make you feel better? I had a giant size X-Men #1.
Oh my God.
This is 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I was going to a store and I had a giant size X-Men #1 and 2 other key books. I forget which ones. I left them on the top of my car.
Oh my God.
I took off.
Man, so a good story never starts with I had a giant size X-Men.
Oh my God. Nice. Every time I see one, I'm just like, you son of a.
All right, well, we're coming up on like the 45-minute mark. We, got to know each other a little better and found out about your acting. You found out a little bit about my traveling. We showed some mail calls here. Had a few people jump in. I didn't really expect too much because I do these so infrequently. I don't have like a planned show, you know. I mean, like so, but I'm sure a lot of people watch the rewind, and all that. So everybody, this is VK. He's VK on comics. That's how you find him on IG. What all you do on YouTube these days?
You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube. I'm doing auctions once a month, more higher end material. I'm doing box breaks. I'm doing Star Wars cards box breaks. I'm doing CBCS unboxings. And also I'm going to start doing, when Mando season comes, I'll be doing commentary on all the Mando episodes.
And you hang around Southern Comic Geek quite a bit too, don't you?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm cool. So that's probably, honestly, outside of Sith, that's probably the one that we're closest connected to because I like SPG.
Yeah, every Saturday, peeps, check them out. Southern Comic Geek auction channel on YouTube. Southern Comic Geek. We do an auction every Saturday, 11 a.m. West Coast time. You got low end books, you got high end books, you got indies, you got Marvel, you got DC, you name it, we got it. Even pop sometimes and toys. Come check it out.
Dude, I'm literally like a younger version of SCG. Like me and him, like we see things like like comic wise, politically, like we're both into real estate. Like he's just like he's like the evolved version of what I want to be. All right, well, cool. Thanks for doing this with me. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. Copy 801. I see you came in there. Yeah, Professor's still hanging with us. Johnny's there from Dream of
One more.
August.
One more.
Everybody, I want you guys all in about 15 minutes to go check out PSA Tendencies. It's Sith Lordley's other show outside of Spine Ticks on the Spine Ticks channel today. He's transferred everything over to Spine Ticks. So anybody watching here, please go check out the Spine Ticks channel about 15 minutes. I won't be on today, but VK will be, and he's probably going to open up a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Later, everybody.
Later. Thank you so much. Chat. Take care. Travel Root Beer. Take care.